Coming up on Cardinals Insider.
I've learned a lot from him and how he goes about his business, and I'm very thankful that I got a relationship with him.
Goldy and Arenado share a special friendship on and off the field. Plus,
testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. You got anything to say?
No, not too much right now.
Just ready to play.
Yep.
Maybe they should just give me a real mic and I could just do some interviews.
That would be a little better, yeah.
Listen to player chatter as we put a mic on Andrew Knizner. And later, baseball isn't the only sport Yadi, Waino, and Albert enjoy.
Let's go, Blue! Let's go, Blue! Let's go, let me hear you!
All that ahead on this week's Cardinals Insider. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm Ozzie Smith. Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado have been friends for years. They played against each other in the National League West and now play together as teammates. It's a relationship helping both of them grow within baseball and in life. Let's hear from this duo about their special friendship.
Oh, what a play here. From his knees, got him the stretch at first by Goldy. One of the most remarkable plays you'll see on both ends.
It's been awesome. I mean, he's one of my best friends and, played against him for so long, and it's great to be on the same team as him and watch him make some of the most amazing plays I've seen. And, he's a great guy. It's a lot of fun.
The 1-0 pitch. Lindor, ground ball. Out there, the throw to the plate, they got a rundown. The tag applied, it's a double play!
I've been fortunate enough to play with, Todd Helton, Mark Reynolds, Justin Morneau, some really good first basemen. And, Goldie's obviously one of the greats, just like up there with Todd and all those guys. But, it's just so much fun. I have so much trust with him. It's so nice having a great first baseman over there. All I got to do is just fling it over there. And I know he's going to probably make the play most likely.
Arenado steps on the bag, across the diamond, double play!
The throws he makes on the run is just incredible. There's not many guys that do it like that. And, you see a guy make an off-balance throw, and I'm getting ready for a bad throw, and it's like every time he hits me in the chest. So it's just so impressive, and, he works on it a lot. It's not an accident why he's so good, and he's always practicing these throws and plays, and just does an amazing job.
He's got the best baseball IQ I've ever played with. Obviously DJ LeMahieu, Charlie, Blackman, they have high IQs of baseball, but Goldie for me is the best. He's just so smart from the base running to hitting and defense. I mean, he just seems like he sees things way before they happen, and it's a lot of fun to play with a guy like that.
Arenado hits it out to deep left. How about number 30? You bet! 30 home runs, and what a time to do it. Redbirds on top.
I knew he was going to enjoy it here. How can he not enjoy playing in front of the Cardinals fans and, in the playoffs and stuff like that? So I was excited for him, and I knew, I've seen his emotion in Colorado and playing against him, and now to have him on our team is really special.
As a friendship, he's one of my great friends, great dude, someone I look up to, just the way he takes care of his family, someone that I admire, and I've learned a lot from him and how he goes about his business, and I'm very thankful that I got a relationship with him.
You're used to seeing Andrew Knizner call games from behind home plate. But what happens when we put a mic on him before a big game? Let's take a closer look as we follow along with Kiz on opening day.
I'm mic'd up, so we know.
Well, if you know, you know. Just be yourself.
And now you know.
Mic'd up. Mic'd up. There's always the guy. Yeah.
I'm always the mic guy.
For sure.
I'm always the mic guy. Some feel special, they get going.
Pick out a specific person?
No, just
it's a general area.
Head bob?
Because it can get real weird when you actually look at somebody and
no,
they look around
no,
like,
you can't make eye contact. Yeah. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. You got anything to say?
No, not too much right now.
Just ready to play.
Yep.
Maybe they should just give me a real mic and I could just do some interviews.
That would be a little better, yeah.
Hey, nice red shoes, that a boy. It's the Cardinal way right there.
Stop. You're mic'd. We get it.
Why did they give you a mic?
I don't know. Hey, my favorite part, look at the dog. Look at his paw up on there.
Dude.
Look how he's sitting with the armrest. Hey, you gotta watch out when they come in here though. Remember last year? Rampage. When they come back in, you gotta watch out. The ones in the front are showboaters.
Just You're okay. Just the princess. Yeah. All right. Are you switching halfway?
I go a little bit like this, a little bit left hand.
Okay. Almost like a jab.
Sometimes you got to point.
You gotta go with like the Richard Nixon.
You mic'd up?
Yeah, I'm hot. Hey. No, like you rent it for, I mean, it's just, if you have the option of just keeping that car for the year. Ford should do that. You hear that, Ford? We should get these cars that we ride around in.
We should get diesels.
Hello. Why do you look at you? Hey, can I get a let's go in a tunnel? What are you eating? Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, let me know.
Hey, message Harold before he goes out there.
Perfect guy to be mic'd up.
Most of my stuff you can't use, it's explicit, but.
I'll edit it out.
Oh, so we can say anything we want.
17, and the carver was hilarious.
I don't, am I here? Yes, I am.
That's the one.
Oh! Am I the first player? Oh no. What do I do? Definitely a lot of people. Maxed out. Oh boy. It's always tricky stepping off.
Number 7, Andrew Knizner.
Let's go, have a great year. Let's have a great year. Let's do it. Yep. Hey, watch what you say. Good. How y'all doing? How you guys doing? How you doing? All right, man. Hey, how you doing? What's up? How are you? Good. All right, Willie, let's do it. All right, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. It is packed, boy. Holy cow. Come on, baby, come on. Too cloudy for a flyover, huh?
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider. It takes a hop. If my glove is moving, let's go back to the basics. And later, find out how these people took a run on the warning track at Busch. There's a lot of techniques I learned during my playing days. It's always important to learn the basics first, but today's lesson is how to field a ground ball. So let's take a look in this week's Baseball Basics.
Welcome to Baseball Basics with Hall of Fame shortstop Ozzie Smith. Today we are in the Cardinals batting cages and we're going to demonstrate how to field a ground ball. Actually, correction, Ozzie's going to demonstrate how to field a ground ball. I'm going to learn.
You're going to learn, but it's going to be easy. What I've always tried to do is make sure that for anybody fielding a ground ball, you have to be comfortable. I found out that the most simple way to think of fielding a ground ball is that if you field it on the instep of your left foot, okay. Any base that you're going to throw to, your hips have to go in that direction. So as a fielder, if I field the ball on the instep of my left foot, my hips are already going in that direction.
Right.
So now it's just field the ground ball and a slight crow hop to throw to whatever base you're going to.
So it's an athletic position. How do I get
That's
that?
right. You always want to be able to, what we call with your butt, close the gate.
Okay.
You got to be able to close the gate. You got to get down as low as you can. And I say that because it's easier to read a ground ball from low to high than it is from high to low.
Right.
So you want to get down there as low as you possibly can.
My knees.
Yeah, to be able to read the hop.
Okay.
The lower you are, the easier the read on the hop. And you always want some type of motion forward. For instance, if this ball hits here and it takes a hop, if my glove is moving, I keep it on the same plane.
You don't want the ball to come up too.
That's right. But if you have some type of movement, that way at least you stay on the same plane and you have the chance of knocking the ball down and keeping it in front of you.
Okay, so it's all about kind of rhythm.
That's right, rhythm. You want to get here at the same time you're ready to, what we call a crow hop.
Okay.
That's a crow hop. But your hips are already going in that direction, so that makes it easy. Why don't you take a couple ground balls and see if we can do that. You start in this athletic position with your feet side by side, and as the ball comes, it's timing. It's getting yourself in that position, right, and keeping your momentum going that way. Don't come back with it. Keep going that way.
Okay, so
as if you're going to
I
throw.
kind of did a step back.
That's right.
there.
You don't
Okay.
want to step back. You want
I'm
your
going
momentum
forward.
going forward.
Okay, so there's different types of ground balls. So how do you determine how to attack it?
Well, you're always on the attack.
Right.
No matter what. You can't do anything until the pitcher releases the ball. You know, so all your timing from a fielding standpoint comes from a pitcher at what point he releases the ball. And as a fielder, you see all of these things. You have to take all of these things into account. And so my time is actually done off of the pitcher, whether he's in a windup or whether he's pitching from a stretch. It's not until he gets here that anything can happen.
Right.
So it's at that point that you have some type of movement. Very important that you have some type of movement.
Kind of dancing.
Yeah, it's like
Have rhythm to it.
It's a rhythm, and everybody's rhythm is different.
Let's try a few more.
Pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good,
all right.
Emily.
I've never played baseball before,
Do
so
it again. I mean,
field hockey was my sport.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Really?
That's good.
Thanks, Ozzy. Thanks so much for taking the time to help me learn how to field ground balls. I think I have a better grasp at it now. What do you say?
You were a pretty quick study.
Thank you so much. Well, that's all for today's Baseball Basics. We'll see you guys next time.
Straight ahead, meet a Cardinals fan with an incredible attendance streak.
Money just can't buy memories like that. It's magical to think about it.
We know all Cardinal fans are dedicated, but one fan has been to 65 consecutive home openers. Brett McMillan has the story.
Opening Day 2022 carried a little extra significance for all of us, but for Janet Daniels, it was going to be extra special no matter who took the field. She's nicknamed Superfan Jan for a reason. Janet has been to 65 straight opening days. That's every opener since 1957. A streak that began with her late husband when the ballpark and the crowd looked a lot different.
I wore high heels and hose and a suit and the whole bit, and now how we dressed.
She's seen first by Cardinals legends and sat in the presence of presidents. But what about 2020, when no fans were in the building?
Welcome to opening day in St. Louis.
I put my feet underneath the gate for the first pitch, so I was in the ballpark for the first pitch on the opening day, and we sat outside then and we just watched it on the big screen.
2020 almost broke the streak. So did 1994. But her youngest son called with a big surprise the evening before first pitch.
I said, "What do you need, Tom?" And he goes, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "Nothing. Why?" And he goes, "Well, I have 4 tickets to the ball game." And Dan says, "I'm making a U-turn and I'm coming to get him." So he wanted to go just as much.
This streak is about more than baseball. It's about family. It's about the people who've made the streak most special.
Money just can't buy memories like that. It's magical to think about it. And after he died, and that first game back, when the horses come out, hearing that music and that, and the tears are just rolling down.
For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
The Cardinals Care 5K has been a fan favorite over the years. Runners have been participating virtual for the past 2 seasons. So this year, it was bigger and better than ever. Let's take a look.
This is an event that's actually presented by Bally, our partner, and they put it on to provide proceeds to Cardinals Care and Redbird Rookies, as well as Girls on the Run, St. Louis. This one's special because it's the Cardinals, right? Yeah, you know, seriously, Bally, they do a great job in putting this on and supporting us and Girls on the Run. The opportunity to start outside the ballpark at Stan Musial, finish on Clark, take a victory lap, a walk a lap around the warning track, I like to think is pretty special.
Well, I mean, it's just that you get to be here in St. Louis, see all the sights, and you know, big Cardinals fan, so you want to support the Cardinals and run this 5K.
This year we were honoring Bob Gibson, you know, just a legend, you know, in the community and the Cardinals family, and And the great thing about the Cardinal organization and the nonprofit end of it, the Cardinal Care, is also they're about family, bringing people together. And this is just a great community because people come from all over just to support and know that support going to different organizations that are trying to do good in the community.
What was your favorite part about today?
Well, that's tough. I'd say either the finish or this lap around Busch.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. You don't have to run, you can walk. It's a good time, beautiful weather out here in St. Louis today. So if I can do it, anybody can do it for sure.
Straight ahead, what do Yadi, Waino, and Albert enjoy doing on their nights off? You'll find out when we return. This month, the Cardinals Insider Podcast features 2011 World Series champion Kyle McClellan. You can check out our full podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. But here's some of our favorite moments.
It's the Cardinals Insider Podcast. Always good to be here in our Busch Stadium studios. We stay on the mound this month with another former Cardinal pitcher, St. Louis, and Kyle McClellan.
These guys have seen me at fantasy camp. It doesn't come out like it used to, but...
Yeah, he's in great shape. It hasn't impacted his swing, though.
Thank you.
Sarcasm.
That wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be a problem anymore. Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about
right,
that.
Exactly, Joe.
Depends on your manager.
We could still roll out there to the field and serve up probably 10 BP fastballs, and I bet you...
Me and you go at it.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
We're in.
It's kind of a running joke in spring training. I won't say the type of car, but when you show up, and we all get there earlier than some of the players, not as early as some of them, but you're there before the sun comes up. And when you roll into the lot, everybody walks in and goes, "Oh yeah, the car is there."
Well,
you can tell.
You're driving that car, Brett?
No, I am not.
Okay.
No, Yadi's car is there, and you know that he's in the building because
you know where that started though.
vehicle.
That started with Dave Ricketts. Mike Matheny tells that story. He's like, I would try to beat him in the field, and he said I would get there before it would be dark, and I'd get there and I'd pull in, and my lights would hit, and I'd see these little shoes reflecting. And he's out there walking already. He said he'd been there an hour. And he said, I could never beat him to the field. And Dave Ricketts set that standard for the catchers. If we come here early, we work, we go out in the cage, and you see those catchers go out there before the sun comes up. They're stretching, they're doing their drills, they're doing that. I would guarantee you, if you ask Albert or Yadi why that is, I 100% guarantee you he would say, because Dave Ricketts did it, and this is when we work.
We all know Yadi, Waino, and Albert share a love for baseball. But did you know that they like to attend Blues hockey games on their nights off? Let's check it out.
Let's go, Blue! Let's go, Blue! Let's go, let me hear you!
Big man is in the house. Yadi smiles. This crowd went nuts.
We've got the Blues game on at all times. You know, whether we're home or a road, we found a way to get that thing on in the clubhouse. We've been watching every game.
They're showing great energy. They're pumping us up big time. These Blues are playing with tons of emotion, tons of energy. They're pumping us all up. Let's go, Blues!
I love this team. I mean, obviously, we want to support the city. We want to support the team. We want to be there for the team.
We need to bring the cup back to St. Louis.
Oh! Welcome back, Albert.
When we return, I'm answering one of your questions. It's Ask Ozzy, and it's up next. It's time for this week's Ask Ozzy. Manny from Chesterfield, Missouri asked, how many gloves would you break in during spring training, and what would help you decide which one of these gloves would be your gamer? Well, I usually broke in 2 or 3 gloves. People say break in. I don't know. I don't know if I really broke them in as much as I just kind of sculpted the pocket. The pocket is where you have the most feel, so I always worked on the pocket. I used shaving cream, I use baby oil just to soften the pocket, because I basically use my glove to slow the ball down. And so I would break in 3 of those, and depending on feel, I use what people call a 6 finger. Not really a 6 finger, but it was designed with kind of a basket web. It was a old Stan Musial type of glove that I also used. And when I got to the big leagues in 1978, they had discontinued the use of the glove, and so they brought it back. It was just a glove that I fell in love with as a young kid, and when I got to the big leagues, they were able to start making it again for me. Thanks for the question, Manny. If you want to submit a question, head on over to cardinals.com/insider and click the Ask Ozzy tab. There's more Cardinals Insider after the break, so don't go anywhere. May 13th is Friends Night at the ballpark, so we decided to ask the guys who their favorite Friends character is. That's this week's Ask a Cardinal.
I don't know. Probably Chandler. My wife loves watching Friends, and I'll watch it with her whenever she turns it on, which is almost every day. I don't know if I'd probably identify the most with Chandler. I think Joey's the funniest, though. That guy cracks me up.
Maybe Joey Tribbiani. I don't know. I think he has that loose, fun personality that I try to have. Definitely not Ross. Definitely not Ross. So anybody, I guess, other than Ross was kind of a good answer for me.
I usually really laugh at Ross cracks me up, so I'd say Ross.
I don't know if maybe Joey. That's the quick answer, is probably maybe Joey, if I had to pick one, yeah.
I'd like to think of myself as more of a Joey, maybe, just because he's funny and I'm fun. He likes, he's a fun-loving guy. He likes to eat. I like to eat. I don't think I'm as smart or as academic as a Ross, and I'm not as awkward as a Chandler. So I'd probably have to say a Joey.
Chandler. I'm kind of weird, awkward, yeah.
That's it for this episode. You can always catch us online at cardinals.com/insider. Plus, full episodes are also available on YouTube. For everyone involved with the show, I'm Ozzy Smith, and we'll see you next week.